All right, good morning. Good morning to day 7, class 7 of this beautiful journey that we're all going on together, where we've been able to talk about, give me one second. All right, sorry about that. Where we've been able to talk about the neuroscience of our brain, how feelings actually have a place of prediction and how they make us have to react in the present moment. And that sometimes, if we don't look at it properly, it can really affect us, right? And it can catch us by surprise, kind of like that song Caught Me by Surprise. So I'm still a little bit off of it, but I think we can get back to where we were yesterday, which, if you were with us for day number 6 and day number 5, this is part 3 of the Creature to Creator, where we're talking about in our creature brain, which is the little central reptilian brain, which is the oldest brain that we have. We spoke about how all these different feelings come into play, like joy, surprise, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness, and how inside of each of these there's actually other feelings that we've never really looked at or organized properly. Does that make sense? So when Corona comes, it shuffles all this stuff around, and now in joy, it almost kind of like we don't have what we love. We don't have the comforts. We don't have the things that we enjoy doing. Our stores are closed. There's just so much of this and so much of that, so much uncertainty, right? And that uncertainty has a way to really make us feel scared, and we don't really know kind of what to do in those moments because all these feelings get jumbled up. So in surprise, which is one of those 6 core feelings, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But inside of all of these 6, we have up to about 150 to 200 different feelings and emotions. And so in this situation for surprise, we have good feelings and we have bad feelings, which could be something like confused, and it could be amazed, right? So in surprise, you have both of those. But usually when we have a surprise, we get shocked, right? We're almost like stuck, especially when it's a big one, when it involves fear of uncertainty and change and all the things that we're not able to do because now we're angry because it's changed everything for us. And that makes us judge the situation. Oh, this thing has ruined my life and it's just not what I want it to be. And all these problems, right? Oh, your brain starts producing all of these problems. And they come from in here. But we've never studied this. It's hard to feel safe when we don't know what's going on the inside. Does that make sense? Not everything is a thought. There are some things that you have to feel. Like if you were to touch yourself, just go like this. I know it might seem stupid, but literally go like this. There are no words for that. So in a world of words, we don't really live in that. We have to use them to communicate, but a lot of times there's not always someone to talk to. So when there's not someone to talk to, what do you do with your feelings? Because you're feeling 100% of the time. You're feeling this 100% of the time. But if the way you express yourself is through speech, what percentage of the day is there someone to talk to? Maybe 30%. So what that means is that this 30% is expressed, meaning you can get it out. And this other, the difference between 100 minus 30 is 70%. What's the opposite of expression? Or what's the opposite of expressed? It's depressed. Depressed. Why? Because those feelings can't come to life. And that's what we're here to do on this day number 7, where we're talking about the final transition from creature to creator. We have to realize that we now need to develop alternative forms of expression. That is called self-expression. Yourself has to express. So in the creature brain, when we're always just frantic and panicking and the uncertainty and everything is felt on the inside, realize that right now everyone's going through it. So a lot of people, they want to talk to each other, but it's kind of hard to continue doing that. So we have this other 70% of us, which is all these feelings that aren't really coming out. Because sometimes we don't even have words for them, right? Because we haven't even learned the words. Like if I were to ask you, in the realm of fear, name me 5 feelings. Go. And I'll give you 10 seconds. What a surprise, right? They've never taught us that. We've never learned that. But I know from doing it myself that in the realm of fear, I have uncertainty, and I have overwhelm, and I have anxiety. And there's so many other ones, not to make anything complicated, because that gives us an ability to say, oh, brain, no, you're not feeling angry, or you're not feeling this. What you're going through is this, that, and the other. And we start scratching them off. And that helps us transition from this creature brain to the creator brain. Which in the creator brain, let's start off with joy. In the creator brain on the inside, no matter what you're going through on the outside, if you are connected to what you love to do, don't judge it, because we know judgment is in disgust. Don't judge it. Simply know that whatever you feel you love to do that is creative, that is productive, is basically what I want you guys to understand is that in the creator brain, feelings are a totally different thing. In the creator brain, feelings are seeds. All these are seeds. Shocked is one kind of a seed, and confused is another kind of a seed, and change is another kind of a seed, and self-harm is another kind of seed, and judgment and disapproval and lonely, all these hard ones, all the ones that we want to judge as bad, they're not bad. They feel bad sometimes, but they're not bad. They're all okay because they're all part of life. But us, as a reflection of the Creator, we get to use our neocortex brain to redefine things so that they work for us. So in this case, for creative emotional intelligence to transition from creature to creator, we have to start recognizing that if we don't understand what kind of seeds we have on the inside, then we can't become the gardener of our creations on the outside. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll repeat it. If we can identify the seeds that are in us, in our body, which comes from the earth, because everything kind of comes from the stars and from space and the universe and God, God's given us these resources. These resources, right? You take a seed, you put it in the ground, and then the seed starts growing fruit, right? That's a resource. Now, God's given us feelings too for a reason. Because when you're a creator and you're connected to creation because you are on the inside, you say, no matter what's going on the outside, I know that I can transform this moment into something beautiful and positive because I know I have the power to imagine. And I know I have the power to become inspired. And I know that if I just practice creative emotional intelligence and start learning what my seeds are, not just sad and happy and angry, because that doesn't help your brain anymore because it's evolved. Your brain's asking, wait a minute, if your name is Timmy, or wait a minute, if your name is Stephanie. Timmy and Stephanie, guys, as your brain, I really need to know exactly what you're feeling. And sometimes it's not just, I'm angry and I'm sad and I'm feeling, no. What it's feeling, it's disgruntled, it's isolation, it's, hurt, it's repugnance, it's disillusion, right? Being let down. It's dismay when you feel down and you kind of feel discouraged. And there are nuances from every context of life that we go through on this planet, from our relationships with people, from the changes of the outside world that we're all going through right now. And your body feels all of that. But if your brain does not have a word, then it cannot express. Because if you talk, but you only know 5 words, but you're feeling 50 feelings, then 45 of what you're going through are depressed. That's like 90% of most of us. And this is and I don't mean to scare you guys, but I do want to bring it to your attention. Because when we practice this, then we understand, wait a minute, then in my joy I can draw when at least when I'm feeling good, I can start practicing feeling good. That way I'm prepared. In my joy, I can do music, and in my joy, I can do art, and in my joy, I can paint, and in my joy, I can grab an apple and grab that apple and with my imagination peel it off and start gluing it and maybe create a Mona Lisa off of apples. You don't know, but in the future that might be worth something, that you could have never created had you not let your feelings express themselves. And I'm not talking about only joy, because when you do create when you are feeling good, you're practicing for when you're not feeling good. So when that shock comes, instead of not being sure what you're going to do, you can actually transform that into something that you've been practicing, right? That shock might just say, okay, it's going to move me to maybe, do music or write a poem. And all this stuff has to come from your feelings. So you start at the place of feeling. So when you know that you have about 20 or 30 different feelings that you can't express because you don't currently have the words, but that obviously needs to come out because these are seeds you can use for creation because there's energy in your feelings. That means they can come to life. Then when you're feeling fear, you might want to write a scary story, or you might want to, you might want to compare good things and bad things and kind of flip them upside down. And what I'm saying is that there's so many ideas, and in our book, My Worst Days Are the Best, How to Transform Feelings to Fortune. Fortune is the liberation of feelings. Fortune is the expression of all of this stuff that we have on the inside that feels like it's repressed, it feels like it's unexpressed, it feels like it's depressed, like it doesn't get to come out, it doesn't get to have an opportunity for life, but yet it's inside of you. So on day number 7 of creation, I just want to share that with you guys. In this book, My Worst Days Are the Best, we go through all this kind of stuff, and we go through even more. We go through creative writing. We go through 30 different days where we start experimenting with different feelings and transforming them into creations, because we have to start building this muscle. That's the only way we can get stronger for when uncertainty comes, which is change. And change is always coming. So we have to constantly stay changing on the inside by knowing what we feel, knowing exactly what it is, giving our brain an opportunity to be happy. And when it is happy, then it'll stay more in joy. And in this creation, you get to practice all of the experiments that we have in here for you guys. So that maybe over the course of the next week or 2 weeks, when parents get more involved and children start asking us more questions, then we can come up with a large group, a community of people that want to practice creative emotional intelligence, because they understand that we have to get these feelings out. Because if we don't express, we depress. And no one wants to feel anxious. We want to transform that anxiety into something awesome. We deserve to do that. We're a reflection of the Creator. And so I'll leave you guys with this. Even with anger, I've made some of my best songs for Lil Wayne and Pitbull. However you want to look at that. The point is that I'm proof that you get to do that. With my disgust, I did some great journaling, and I did some great writing. And again, there's creative ideas in here that I don't want to share with you guys because it's just too much at the moment. But little by little, if you just simply start understanding that we can use these feelings for creation, and I'm willing to give this book to you for free, just go to our website, www.feelings2freedom.com. That's the number 2, www.feelings2freedom.com, and I'll send it to you guys for free. That way we can start doing this stuff together, because your children deserve it, and you as parents, I'm talking strictly to you, they need your support. They really, really do. And you also need our support. And we're here to support your whole entire family. So we give all the glory to God, in the name of Jesus Christ, who really, just allows us to have His Spirit and us to be doing this work together and looking to serve you guys. And so I hope this has been informative. We spoke a little bit about why we have to express. So you don't just want to paint. You need to paint. You don't just want to draw. You need to draw. You don't just want to create. You need to create. These feelings have to come to life. That's why we have them, because they are seeds that we are supposed to garden. and that we're supposed to water. So that over time, these seeds become reflections of us, and all of a sudden we are in this beautiful garden that we've created, and that creation becomes our legacy, because that natural creation goes on to inspire the next generation and the generation after that. And that's what we're here to do, so we can continue evolving as a human family together. I love you guys. Thank you for joining us for the last 7 days. We'll definitely see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, Monday morning, 9:30 in the morning. God bless you guys, and take care.